Okay, so I looked around and I can't find any other type of servo horn. So I'm going to use this and do a few modifications as I go. Gotta be careful too. I have this up now. I haven't glued these on yet, so you could say that's where this becomes handy. So I've got to have this out about that far. You see how far out I have that? I'm going to try that there first. Where's my drill? Oh no. Well, I dig and dig and dig and dig, and I find out. I'm really glad I didn't drill holes, because for this part we're going to use these little screws. I don't know how to get them started properly. I want that right there. That for back. First one in. This makes more sense because just it doesn't really poke through. These screws stay inside, but I think again I'll CA glue it. Because I just don't know if that's enough. It probably is. You don't want to get caught. Oh, it's this flaps, right? I see the elevator, ailerons, and rudder all have back plates. That makes more sense because they don't have something to go flat up inside. This has got to go inside the airplane or stay inside. There. That really is quite firm. Okay, so before I do this together, 1 second. So it is mounted. Not very straight, is it? It's mounted, and I've got the servo in here. I've got the servo arm attached to the servo horn. Oh man, that wire out of the way, and that fits in there nice. So screwed on, just beautiful. Okay. Now, flaps aren't glued in; they're just sitting here, but I think I'm ready to glue all that. So let's test this out. Plug my servo in. Some power to the tester. Okay. There. Flaps are down, up. And flaps down. That's plenty of throw. Okay. Good deal. So there, we know that, and I have extra throw, so I'll probably have to just adjust the radio down. Now what I'm going to have to do is I'll loosen this off. Okay. I'll take this out for now. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to worry about attaching my flaps here. See, that's supposed to go in. I don't want that to go in that far. They've made that. Because if I go in that far, I haven't got enough flaps, you see. I want them to be about there. So, this wire, I'm going to use epoxy epoxy it into the wood here. And then I'll use CA glue and wick it in on these two CA hinges. I'll do one side at a time though for this. I want this to be dead perfect on here. Okay, so I know it fits perfect. And I have thin CA that I'll be able to wick in there, but for the first off we want to get this steel tube. Maybe I'll do both at one time. I will. I'm going to mix up epoxy. I'm going to glue these two. This one comes off. End up putting glue just in the hole around this tube, or around this wire. So that then when I put it back together, oh, see? You want that to happen when the hinge is both in here. Okay. Yep. And I'll be able to get those glued in there, and then we'll make it even stronger is I'll get the hinges CA glued in. But I'll be back when I have that done. Okay, there's the outer wing. Now, there's an issue here. I put that in. I gotta put the little dowel plugs in here, glue them in. But, okay. So, I have the flaps hooked up, all working properly here. I know my servo works fine. But you see, when I plug this, I bring my servo wire up here. Well, my aileron's gonna come down this hole, not this one. Okay? See, when I put this on here, my aileron box is right here. It's gonna come down into this hole. And so my aileron wires are going to come out. So this one here I'm going to leave open. And I'm not going to put the you might say the installed screw in the servo for the flaps. Although I've completely got the hinges and this rock solid now. Okay, so they lay nice and flat. There's a servo horn here. I went up one towards the outside, okay? So I'm going to use more of my throw. So I had throw left over that I wasn't using, right? So I'm going to use more of my throw, and they could just have a little more torque on these so that they stay nice. Now, I'm going to glue stuff in the end of this wing here. Let's find... You're going to have some parts here for me. I think 1, 2, those 4 black things are what I'm looking for. That's all they offer. I see the blocks to do the 2 aileron servos up, and then these servos have their own. So now these, I believe, going to get glued in here, just like that, nice and straight, I believe. Okay, yeah, I'll glue those in with a little bit of epoxy, I think. I could CAM, but I think I'm going to do painstakingly, one side at a time, 2 at a time. Just tiny little batches of 5-minute epoxy. And at the same time, maybe not. I'll do a fair sized batch. And I know this here fits nice in here. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this in here. No, I'm not. I'm not going to glue this in here. I'm going to glue these pins on. And then we'll see if I align that properly with the wing. I think that's what I'll have to do, is glue these here. And man, I think I have to put the wing on. Yeah, see? Just like that. Interesting. Uh-oh. Ooh. See, that's not good. So, I'll have to take a peek at that. Why that doesn't want to go in that hole? That hole is, wow. It just doesn't want to go in that hole. Well, we'll fix that. This hole is just not quite the right size. See, it always helps to dry fit all this stuff before you go in. Who knows? And if it doesn't fit to begin with, then you might be fighting something that really isn't your fault. I mean, these. So that's interesting. Well, you see, thinking this here now, I'm going to leave these pins and this rod till later. And once I get the wiring done, the servo in here, and I'm ready to, I'm going to put the wire through and I'm going to glue these back in, this in, and the wing together all at one time. So then we don't have any problems. But we'll test fit and glue everything one time. In the meantime, I'm going to set my flaps aside and take a look at the ailerons here. Okay, so I'm going to cut just inside that. And I've still got that new blade in here. Well, fine. It's getting dull already, isn't it? One job with it, eh? Just one job. Okay. Oops. Set that aside. Now, so the ailerons. These metal gear. Analog servos, not digital. I'm okay with that. This is just not a stunt plane. This is just going to be a nice flyer. I want this plane to fly at medium speed. Okay, so let's get a servo horn on here. And I'm not going to center this right now. I'll worry about that later. What I want to do is make sure that my servo horn comes up the center of the opening on this here, right? So again, see, it's not going to fit perfectly because that's so close to the edge here. I know I'm going to have to trim this now. That's okay. I want to have to trim this side, just this side in the back here, a lot of the back. Well, I don't notice that. Yeah, they all got screw holes in them, which is very good. That helps a lot for putting these in. So, hold this here, right? Okay, and I need again, big head in the way of the camera. Two of their little wooden blocks. Wow, man, that fits just smooth. Holy moly, that's close. Okay, so I'm just going to dab this here. Oh, and my glue won't come out. I hate that with CA glue. Yeah, it's always getting plugged up. Okay, so get a little bit of glue there, and then we'll be ready to go.